Have you ever heard about whales hunting alongside humans in perfect symbiotic relationships? No, I hadn't either until a day ago. Stick around for this video, I'm gonna tell you all about it in a little town in southern Australia. What is up, YouTube? Today I am in Eden, Australia, about 6.5 hours south of Sydney, and I'm going to tell you one of the coolest town stories that I've ever heard, and it is about the relationship between man and beast, specifically orca whales, because Eden has a long history of being a whaling community. But what you're about to hear is one of the weirdest and strangest things I've ever heard, and it can all be found in this museum right behind me called the Whale Museum of Eden. And if we turn around, you'll also find, besides having a cool history, Eden has some incredible views.
The Eden Museum offers a wide array of history about the city in its earlier colonial period up to the modern day. It also houses a replica of a working lighthouse that once occupied a region just to the south of here. But the iconic thing in this museum is not anything like a lighthouse. It's actually this long skeleton. This is the skeleton of an orca whale, or a killer whale, but a very particular and very important one, and one that is a hero of the city. This is Old Tom. The town of Eden was a whaling community, and its citizens were primarily whalers, or the family of whalers. Whaling was a dangerous enterprise in the 1800s, and it was important because it was how many people heated or lit their homes at night, with clean burning whale oil. The oil was obtained from the blubber of whales. Unlike the many whaling communities that existed across the world in the 1800s, the town of Eden was rather unique. Its citizens didn't just hunt for the whales by themselves, rather they teamed up with a local orca named Old Tom, who managed an entire pod of killer whales. A pod is a family or a group of whales. On small man-powered rowboats such as this one here, which sits inside the museum, the citizens of Eden hunted alongside their killer whale friends, including Old Tom. They specifically targeted baleen whales, which were particularly prized for their high blubber content. In order to continue this amazing relationship each season, meaning each year that the whales would return to the area around Eden, the whalers ensured that the killer whales, and Old Tom in particular, were well compensated for their labor. This became known as the Law of the Tongue, and what happened was the whalers would ensure that while they took all the blubber from the animal and other things like its skeleton, the whales that helped them received the tongue, the most prized part of the animal, and the one that they consumed very happily. This relationship would go on for many decades, with the citizens of Eden being able to recognize and identify particular whales in the pod, giving them a bunch of unique names. There were around 20 or 30 different named orca whales over the many decades in which this relationship existed. The whales would help the whalers by going out and essentially funneling the baleen whales into the harbor of Eden, which made it quite easy for the local citizens to target them. The orca whales would even signal when they had a new pod emerge into the harbor. Once the baleen whales were killed and their blubber extracted from them, the blubber was then melted down in pots like this, which was then used to make clean and burning lamp oil. Unfortunately for the citizens of Eden, but probably very fortunate for the baleen whales, Old Tom died on September 17th in 1930 and was identified in the harbor. Essentially, he came back home to die in peace. Today you can see Old Tom's skeleton and learn about the town's history and this strong, rich whaling community in the Eden Killer Whale Museum. While the town of Eden is quiet and peaceful, this history alone really makes the trip worthwhile.